Hey guys, I'm Laisha Gonzalez, pero tú me puedes llamar Latas. And today's video is a different segment of this channel because today we are celebrating Why Cane Awareness Day. And you're probably thinking, why is she celebrating Why Cane Day? Because she doesn't even use her cane. Well, other people use it, and it's really important for them because it helps them do what they have to do on a daily basis. So I have brought some friends to help me ask some questions and like talk about our experiences as cane users, or when it comes to me, non-cane user. Bienvenido a un video más de mi canal. Hoy tenemos un nuevo segmento porque hoy es el día del bastón. Y ustedes tal vez se preguntarán por qué ella está celebrando el día del bastón si ella ni siquiera lo usa. Bueno, hay otras personas que sí lo usan. Yo invité a algunos amigos para responder algunas preguntas de nuestras experiencias, cómo usamos esto y cómo las otras personas lo ven. Así que, if you want to see what we're gonna talk about, keep on watching. Before the video actually starts, I wanted to make sure that you guys know that this video was inspired by Jubilee, and I'm gonna make sure to link their video down below because it was really great. They have so many amazing people from the community in there, and they had a lot of good information as well about being blind in general. So make sure you watch that as well. So I have my friends here who are gonna help me talk about our experiences with the white cane. So here they are, and we're gonna start with Nigel.
I'm Nigel Hector, 19 years of age. I'm a student of Stony Brook University. I'm currently majoring in history. Uh, I have plans to double major in history and English. Um, let's see, hobbies. I consider my hobbies to be few and far between. I don't really have very many. I sing, read. I like tracks, swim. I used to play cricket, but America doesn't make me do that anymore. They don't love the sport. um, um, yeah, the list goes on. I'm pretty much an open book.
Well, thanks for that. We appreciate open books over here. And
Well,
now we also have Francisca.
Hey guys, so my name is Francisca. I am 30 years old, so I'm very old. You know, I live in LA right now. I've moved quite a bit. I'm originally from Tanzania. I was born and raised there, and we came to the United States when I was around 12 years of age. Um, and I would say some hobbies that I have are I love drawing, any form of art I really like, but specifically painting and drawing. I also do like just exploring places. For me, it's always really fun just seeing how different people live in different areas of the country or the world. So I really like doing that as well. I also like listening to podcasts, and I don't have like a lot of other hobbies. I used to like baking a lot. I had a phase where like I was baking all the time, but I don't bake as much anymore now because I am currently actually going to graduate school while working full time. So I don't have a ton of time on my hands. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Well, she's a busy lady. Love that. Well, so now, like I said in the beginning, we're gonna be having some conversations about white canes and like experiences that we have. Today we're gonna have a moderator who's gonna be asking us the questions. So let's jump right in.
White canes are only for completely blind people.
So let's start answering with Francisca.
Completely disagree.
Nigel?
huh. I guess I disagree.
Okay, I'm gonna say strongly disagree. Do you guys have anything to say about the the question?
Yeah, I can go first. So for me, I am legally blind. So I'm partially blind. I am slightly sighted, extremely nearsighted. And I was introduced to the white cane when I was in high school. Um, yeah, the beginning of high school. And for me, at first, I used to think that way too, honestly, because growing up in Tanzania, in a third world country, it's a developing nation, there's not a lot of education or awareness when it comes to legal people who are legally blind. And even people who are completely blind, there's not a lot of like accommodations for them. So for me, when I was growing up, I didn't even know what a cane was. So a lot of how I conducted my ways was, with the help of everyone else, my teachers, my family, and everything like that, friends. But then when I came to the United States, I was introduced to the cane. And in the US, because, with more accessibility and things like that, I was able to be a little bit more independent, but I can't imagine myself being able to do that without a cane because it's dangerous, like crossing the street and things like that. It's as a person who is partially sighted, it's actually really scary. So for me, I would say that's why I disagree, because I personally use it when from time to time.
I will also say that like my experience is kind of similar to Francisca's because I lost my sight 3 years ago, so you could say that I'm a newcomer. And in the beginning, I thought that I wasn't really going to need it because I come from a country that doesn't really educate people on anything related to the blind community. So of course, as the ignorant person I was, I thought that I was not gonna need a cane because I still have some sight. Nigel, do you have anything to say about it?
I think all I have to say is the reason I disagreed was for the simple fact that the the statement itself said the white cane is only used by completely blind individuals, and that's false because you have people, well, in the US that are legally blind, and for them the cane is it's a must, it's a necessity, right? It acts as, let's say, a protective tool throughout their travels. I mean, my country, where I'm from, awareness is it's up. If you get what I'm saying, if you catch my drift, it's up.
Yeah.
Everyone, I mean, you're a totally blind individual, you're gonna have a cane. I guess legally blind, you're gonna have a cane because it's a must.
Perfect. We're gonna jump to the next statement then.
Guide dogs are safer than canes.
Well, Nigel.
This one is kind of debatable. La, 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 la. I wish there was a borderline. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
I guess what you think about it, we're gonna go with Francisca. Francisca, what do you think?
Wait, what did she say? What are better than canes?
Guide dogs are
guide dogs. Ooh, I would say I disagree.
Okay.
Would you like me to share why, or are you gonna also answer?
Let's wait until like Nigel decides. But for now, I'm gonna say that I'm somewhat disagree. I'm not gonna say that I completely disagree. I'm gonna say somewhat disagree. Nigel, are you still like thinking about it?
I'm on the borderline. I don't know what to think. I mean, obviously, they both have their positives and negatives. I won't say no.
Yeah.
But I guess I could say I somewhat disagree.
Okay. Francisca, let's just like enlighten us with your idea, because I have so many points of views when it comes to guide dogs, so I want to hear what everybody else have to say.
For me, honestly, I think my view has been changing a lot the past couple of years. The reason why I said I disagree is because when you are traveling, I'm speaking specifically for anyone living in the United States. For me, I think when you're traveling with a cane, you just have a lot more flexibility. It's so versatile. You don't need to worry about, taking care of your dog and things like that. But recently, when I started working and like needing to travel a lot for work, it's for me, it's been much easier just having my cane versus like I can't imagine having a dog, especially with like the controversies that were happening with people like faking their blindness or like their like mental needs for guide dogs and things like that. It's just it's so complicated, and it's honestly really unfortunate. It's like extremely disheartening that this is like the reality right now. But the reason why I wouldn't say that they're better than the white cane is because the white cane is you have complete control over it. Like no one can really like do anything to prevent you from using it or give you any difficulties. So that's kind of like my 2 cents. However, I do agree with Nigel that both of them have their purposes and their benefits. And I think for a guide dog, especially if you're fully blind, I think they can be almost like a lot safer, I think, than a cane, because at least like they do have that instinct of a dog still at the end of the day to protect you. So yeah, but yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I would say that I agree with that because yeah, guide dogs are a super great like it's beneficial just to have a guide dog if you feel most comfortable with it. But also if you have a cane and you feel comfortable with it, then by all means just go with whatever you think is gonna be safer for you.
Yeah.
I guess for everybody it's just a different thing. And like you mentioned, it's just so awful the fact that we have to live with the circumstances that other people have created just because they think it's funny to make other people believe that you have some type of disability, which is not.
Yeah, I think people are always taking advantage of the system, and like it just they fall short of thinking of the consequences that it creates for people who actually need the system to be how it is right now. So yeah.
Anything else to add, Nigel?
The reason I said somewhat disagree, guide dogs are very awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's undisputed. That's
Yeah.
undisputed.
Yeah.
However, in order for a person to properly, let's say, properly work with a guide dog, mobility is key. Using the cane is key. Your traveling skills have to be
on point.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the word. That's what I was looking for. So without the cane, no guide dog, right?
Basically.
So I mean, I won't deny the fact that traveling with a guide dog is very safe, right? Because you're basically traveling with a companion that let's say has all 5 senses.
Yeah.
Well, you can forget taste because they aren't going to taste anything, but so they'll know how to guide you out of certain hazards that the cane might not like immediately detect and all of that. But I mean, the cane is key.
And that's a fact. Well, I guess we're gonna jump to the next question.
Customizing my cane is a safety hazard.
Ooh.
Okay, let's start with Francisca.
I would say I neither agree nor disagree for this one.
Okay. Nigel?
I disagree.
Okay, I'm gonna say somewhat disagree. Anybody wants to jump in? To say something about it?
I can go first. So for me, I haven't done anything to my canes. They're purely functional right now. If I were to customize it, I mean, I think I wouldn't do anything excessive because again, I don't want to distract from what it is. And I want to make sure that people do notice it and that it functions for what it's supposed to just warn people and make sure that that their awareness is increased and everything. But the reason why I said I neither agree nor disagree is because I don't really think either or is a a hazard. Like if I don't do anything to my cane, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm safer per se. It just I don't think anyone who's decorating their cane is doing it so excessively that it's like no longer looking like a cane. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm on the borderline there.
Nigel, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't think customizing your cane really affects anything. I mean, I don't think people are going to be like decorating their cane to the nth degree. Yeah, no, they're just gonna add maybe a couple lights or maybe change like or add in a little color scheme somewhere, even a touch of sanitizer. No one's gonna go nuts and start designing like no.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, I'm on the same wavelength as Francisca, and my cane is like completely bare. And it's just my preference. And I like to like tell everybody that if you feel like you want to decorate your cane, by all means, go ahead. Like if you feel like it's still safe for you and that it's meeting its purpose, then that's fine.
I mean, in my case, I wouldn't want to decorate my cane. It's too time consuming. I want to sleep.
Well, agreed on that as well.
I do have a quick point actually on the decorating part. I think another thing to remember is that the white cane is pretty symbolic. So no matter what you do to it, people are not generally walking around with canes. So I think it's still gonna function as, you know, what it's supposed to as a white cane. So I think, you know, that better supports our viewpoint that it's not really harmful to decorate it because it's not saturated in the population anyways. So
yeah, I would also like to add the fact that most people think that when we say customize or decorate, we mean like completely change everything on the cane and not make it look like a cane anymore. Because you know there's people that do change the color of the tape, and like you know we normally have the red tape around the cane, and it's like the symbolic part of it, like Francisca mentioned. So when we mean like decorating, it's like you know bedazzling and stuff like that, and like putting different colors on it for the people out there who don't really know what customizing means. So yeah. And I guess we're gonna go to our last question for today.
Unsolicited help when I'm using my cane makes things harder.
I see.
That's
a good question.
Well, I disagree.
Okay. Francisca?
I also disagree.
I'm gonna say somewhat disagree. And it's only because sometimes it's kind of like I don't know what to call it. It's just kind of hard to make somebody understand that you don't need help sometimes, because people think that you're being offensive, and that's totally not the case.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is kind of like a trial and error situation, because you might get somebody that understands the fact that you don't need help because you have your cane and you know where you're going, and you have like, if like for example you're using your phone with Google Maps and whatever and it's talking and you know what you're doing and like you don't need help, and somebody just comes up to you and it's like, yeah, I need you to know that I don't need help, and you keep asking me, and they might think that you're being offensive.
I see. I totally, yeah, I've had situations like that, so I can see why, you know, people have that perspective as well. For me, the reason why I disagree is because using the white cane and just like having these visual aids and things, it wasn't something that I knew about. So it's something that I learned about when I came to the United States, and honestly, I wasn't comfortable with it, so
Yeah.
for me, because it was like such a foreign territory, and the United States is so vastly different from where I grew up, and I had to learn a lot very, very quickly. And sometimes when I'm like walking around and things like that, I don't know who to ask for help from. So for me personally, when people come and offer their assistance, I don't really find it offensive. It's always been quite beneficial. I will say the main time that I've kind of like found it a little bit offensive is at airports.
Yeah.
And yeah, this happens when it's not even normal people, honestly. It's like airport employees. So I always put almost always, if I'm flying with someone, I don't put that I'm legally blind, but if I'm flying alone, I try to do that. But when you do that, or you say you're visually you just like you have poor sight, when you say that, usually when you get there, they're supposed to ask you what you need, and normally I'll just say that I need someone to guide me just to like the check-in gate, and that's it. But a lot of times what they end up doing is they'll bring a wheelchair,
Yeah.
and I've been forced to sit on wheelchairs a lot, and like for me that's really offensive because I can walk and I don't, and I a lot of times I feel bad because a lot of the employees are much older, and I just feel bad that they have to push me around like a customer that it's not necessary. Like I'm fully capable of walking, I have no physical issues, and I'm forced to sit there, and they're like, no, this is how we do it, this is like, it's just like they force me to sit on the chair, and usually like I don't like confrontations and things like that, so I don't know how to say no more than like 3 times. And there's been an incident where like one of the managers came up to the employee that was like forcing me to sit on the chair, and she got really like scolded. She was, they told her that it's actually illegal to force someone to sit on the chair, especially when you specify that you don't need the wheelchair, you just need assistance, just guided assistance to like to and from different gates and checkpoints and such. So that's the only really area that I've like been extremely offended, when you're just asking for like a little bit of help and people take it to like the nth degree per se.
The extremes.
Yeah, so but yeah, so I personally usually appreciate help, and I don't really find it offensive. I only find it offensive if I say no a few times and someone is still insisting, then that's annoying. But other than that, I think it's just people are trying to be helpful. So
Yeah.
I mean, in my case, I don't think I've ever run into a situation where receiving unsolicited assistance has ever, let's say, affected my travels. I guess I'm just too silver tongued at times. I don't know, but I manage, and then I don't know. I don't know. I manage.
I mean, that's
I'm never really affected. I mean, it's not like they're gonna push me out into the street or something.
no. We could also say that's never got like, well, that has never happened to either of us.
But then again, I think it's also a matter of correcting people.
yeah,
It's also a matter of yeah. You need to show them how. Let's say you didn't voluntarily ask for help, but you got the help. Sometimes it's all right to accept, but you need to show them how they're supposed to go about assisting you properly, right?
Yeah, for sure.
right, yeah.
I feel like we could go a little bit and talk about like how, like, what are ways to that you feel that are most comfortable for you to like receive help and like be asked for help.
So for me, usually when I'm lost, it's pretty evident. So I use a monocular, which is and I can show you guys, it's this. So it's basically like a half a binocular. Mine is 6x, which means it zooms up to 6 times. And whenever I'm like crossing the street or like needing to read the street sign, or like even like menus when I'm at a restaurant or things like that. Even the boarding class, like I use this and literally I just like look like I'm doing this. And I look very confused because if I'm there for like more than like 5-10 minutes, clearly like I'm confused. And I'm
Yeah,
lost.
there's something
So,
wrong.
so for me, when people ask, that's usually the point where like someone will come up to me, or like I'm looking like left and right trying to figure out who to ask. That's when someone will come up to me and offer help. I appreciate that. I just appreciate people not jumping in to assist right away.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's just like I'm not gonna be fast. Like I need to figure out where things are. I need to like get my eyes acclimated to whichever environment, especially if you're going from like outside to like inside a place. Your vision completely changes, and like I know, look, I can't see anything. Like I need like a good minute to like reacquaint myself and see, what's what and where certain like information boards are posted. So for me, I think I most appreciate help when it's not immediately assumed that I need help. And when people know to like not be excessive about it. I just appreciate someone being like, helping you a little bit and then asking you, do you need any more help, or are you good? Like instead of like holding your hand and like taking you to all these places that you didn't even ask for. So
I guess we could call it being aware of when you no longer need assistance. That's a key.
Or just checking in. I think just checking in is like the safest.
Yeah, like, for sure. Yeah. Always making sure to ask.
Like, do they need any more help, or are they okay?
Do you need anything else from me, or?
I just had a quick question for you guys. Do you guys ever feel really embarrassed, like if you ask help from the wrong person? And this is like one thing I'm still struggling with. Like when you're at a grocery store or a Target or any market, and for me, you just kind of like memorize what people wear, right? Like at Target, they have something red. At like, I don't know, like another supermarket, they're wearing like black clothing. Like I've had a few incidents where like I just ask a complete stranger who isn't even an employee for help. And that's why for me, I appreciate when someone comes up to offer help.
Yeah.
Instead of just like asking people who are not even working there for help. Because
I mean, I don't really see anything wrong with asking a complete stranger who doesn't work at whatever establishment you're frequenting for assistance. I think for some of us,
so strong. You're so brave.
Well, grandfather taught me well. That's all I can say. Oh God, I lost my train of thought. I think for some of us, sometimes we just need to, let me choose my words carefully, shed our pride. We just need to,
shake it off.
Pride out yes, exactly. Exactly. But I mean, I'm a guy that has no pride, no shame. So
we'd love to hear that. We'd love to hear that.
That's awesome.
Well, guys, I would like to thank you so much for having this conversation with me. You guys
are my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I completely love all the conversations that we had regarding everything with Canes. And I don't know, I would love to do another topic with you guys again. It would be fun.
Yeah, I would totally be open to that. This was honestly really nice. I think just like discussing it, because I don't really talk about the cane with anyone like that, at least like not extensively. So this was nice.
Yeah, well, me neither. So this is like a new thing for me as well. I normally don't talk to other community members about the things that we're supposed to talk about. But yeah, if any of you guys have anything to shout out, like your social media or anything, like there's, I guess that's your time now to do it. Whoever wants to go first.
Sure, I'll go. I'm on Instagram at San Francisca. It's basically San Francisco with an A at the end, but 2 A's at the end because the 1 A was taken. So
as for me, you could follow me on Instagram at Nigel_boy, NIGY_boy, whatever boy spells. Wait, oh wow, they have 2 spellings for boy. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
BOY and BUOY. I just realized.
We're gonna make sure that we get the right one.
So guys, if you like this video, just smash that like button until it turns whatever it's supposed to turn. And give this a big thumbs up. Give this a big thumbs up. Subscribe.
And yes, please hit the notification bell so you can be reminded of every new video that our friend is gonna post. Also, leave your comments below on your thoughts about everything. Let us know if you have any questions about the white cane, or if you've seen it in public, and if you've ever, how do you offer help to legally blind individuals, and what did you think of our feedback? Thank you.
If you really like this video, don't forget to like it, like Nigel said. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like Francisca said. And if you want to see what I do when I'm not recording videos, you can follow me at LashT22 and all my social media, and follow them because they're freaking great. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate you guys doing this for me, and I will see you guys whenever we talk again.
Awesome.
Sounds like
Thank
a
you
plan.
for having us.
Oh my God, you guys are great. I love that. Okay, guys, bye.